Hey hockey fans, welcome to the weekend, welcome to Post to Post. Thanks for clicking on this video, hope your day is going well. We've got a special one for you because we're looking at not only a new designer on the channel, but a first time jersey concept creator. I believe, if he's told me the correct information, this is his first set that he's ever created as far as concepts. So this is kind of a big deal. We've got a new player. New player enters the game. His name's Matt. All right, let's check this out together. This is going to be a reaction video. I've not seen these. Technically, I've seen one because I wanted to vet at least one of his work, but it was months ago. I don't even remember what one it is. So we will react to these together, and we'll be critical. We'll provide some constructive feedback to Matt, and we'll also have some fun though. Let's get into it. Let's not waste any more time. It's Friday. Let's get going. Anaheim's first as far as abbreviation, and we will continue. Okay, so this Anaheim one, this is the one that I looked at first, and so everything else after this is going to be a bit of a surprise for me. But this does look familiar. So let's break this down a little bit. I want to call it something very specific that I sometimes complain about, but in certain instances, I believe it does work. In this situation, it does work. I'm talking about the neck. The orange thickness here, sometimes that looks a little bit too distracting because it is so thick. It doesn't have to be orange, it could be any color. But it's just that whole area being so thick I find distracting. However, when it's balanced nicely with the same almost thickness stripe at the bottom, there's that balance, right, at the top and at the bottom. So I'm totally okay with the neck being that thick at the top there. Now the logo I have a little bit of criticism for. I don't personally see that as a primary logo on the jersey. I'd probably make that a shoulder patch or keep it off, or just put a regular logo on there or a classic style. As far as the jersey design itself, the layout, the shoulders, the striping and whatnot, I think it's great. There's nothing that I would probably change about any of that. I just switch up the logo or switch out the logo and put something new. So good start. Let's move on to probably the first surprise, and that's going to be Arizona. Wow, lots of purple. Okay, interesting. I do like the neck. The striping is good. That's a lot of purple, which is great. I find the numbers a little bit hard to read on there, or to see rather. Same with the A. So I'd probably make those white. There's not much white elsewhere on the jersey. You've got some in the logo, but that's a bit of an off-white. So, throw off-white in there, not white. However, the combination of the two logos, an alternate from the past, and I guess a previous primary logo of years gone by from last season, it looks okay, but I would probably just put I just put the regular Kachina logo on there. I think that would look great on the purple and would complement the rest of the jersey. Let's move on. Boston. Okay, so we've got the Boston Bruins Winter Classic Adidas jersey with the meth bear on the front. So here's the thing though, as there's so many people who think that Boston Bruins Winter Classic jersey has brown in it. It doesn't. It's black, okay? There is no brown in that jersey. So he's made an adjustment here. Typically, I don't like brown in uniforms or jerseys, but I actually don't mind it here because it is such a classic jersey. You almost expect it to be kind of like that brown or like really deep tan or something. Now, the meth bear does look a little bit out of place for two reasons. Number one, he's the meth bear, and he looks high as you-know-what. But the shade of yellow is different than the shade of yellow in the jersey. So there's conflicting shades happening there. So I would change the color of the meth bear in general to match the yellow of the jersey. But I probably would never put that logo on the front of a jersey in general. Keep it as a shoulder patch like on the reverse retro. Maybe put something else in the middle. But yeah, good job. Next, okay, the Buffalo Sabres. Wow. So I've noticed a couple of things so far. Matt does like to combine logos, which isn't a bad thing. I like when people think outside the box like that. This one does look a little bit awkward though because of the way that the Sabres are, and the Buffalo slug is on there. It looks like it's almost like a piece of cheese, and those are scissors, and you're about to cut the cheese. That was not an intentional joke, but that's what it looks like to me. So I'm not a fan of the logo layout. However, the rest of the jersey, I absolutely love, specifically on the arms. The arms remind me so much of the LA Kings reverse retro. They got the number in the stripe, and then some thicker striping in the middle, some small striping on the outside. So yeah, other than the logo, I really like this jersey. Okay, the Canes. That feels very low. I think it's if we got to move that up. I think that's almost right on the belly. The logo there, and I'm fine with the numbers on there, but if you're going to keep the same striping across, let's move it all up. Not a lot, just like 3 inches, 3.5 inches and I think that would fix quite a bit. The shoulder patch, which is their their actual logo, kind of desaturated or monochrome, looks okay. I'm fine with that. I do like the general layout of this jersey, though. I think it has a lot of promise. So for a first-time designer, Matt, so far so good. Okay, Columbus Blue Jackets. All right, so I was expecting the cannon because this is the general inverse version of the cannon jersey, but we don't got that on the front. It's on the shoulders. I miss it though. Like I miss it. I don't mind that. I don't mind the hat. The hat's fine, but I want the cannon on the front, and because of that, I can't give this full score. But everything else, like the jersey layout, the colorization, the shading, everything is great. So I would say just again change the logo, and this is a winner. Wow. Calgary. Now there's going to be a cut in the video here. I've been sitting and looking at this thing for about a minute, and I can't decide if I like it or not. I actually really like the logo. Typically I don't like textual style logos. I adore that logo on there, and I think it's because it has the call of the actual logo in there as well. It's all contained nicely in a bit of a shape, so that's great. The numbers look good. The striping looks good. The shoulders are interesting. I don't know if that would work. I am so curious to hear from Flames fans. I'll leave the final opinion up to Flames fans in the comment section. Does this work? Next, we got the Chicago Blackhawks. Okay, wow. So the shoulder patch actually does not look familiar to me. It almost looks like a Chicago fire department logo or something. Now the alternate logo being used in the middle, we've seen that on some concepts. Typically I'm not a fan of it. This is probably the best variation of that idea that I've seen. I like the yellow outline in the numbers and the letter. Having a black primary jersey is great. I think there's a lot of promise here. I would like to see an actual physical version of this. I think it would actually look better in a physical version. But yeah, this is probably one of my favorites so far, actually. Next, we got Colorado. A whole mountainous scene along the bottom. I'm very happy to see that not be, what's the right word? I guess symmetrical is the right word. If this was an exact mountain range and it repeated the exact same pattern along the bottom, it would start to look like, Christmas paper, Christmas wrapping. There's an actual scene. The mountains are different, based on where they are. On the left, there's a small one. In the middle, there's two big ones. And on the right, it starts to come down again. And there's trees as well. There's more trees on the left. So I kind of like that scene play versus just like a graphic that's been put on there and mirrored or replicated a bunch of times. So not my favorite idea in general to put that on the bottom of the jersey, but the implementation of it here is pretty good. Now the foot logo on the front, I like the foot logo. I want it to come back. It would be great. But again, the same criticism as maybe some of the others. I don't know if that would make for a good primary logo. I would love to see it on the shoulders. The rest of the jersey design, pretty good. Dallas, wow. I actually really like this immediately. A proper logo on the front, that looks great, I think. The call out to the retro logo on the shoulders, colorized like that, looks so good. Implementation of some yellow, maybe a bit of a call out to the Minnesota North Stars, where Dallas actually came from. So, and then a black primary jersey. This is actually phenomenal. I love this. This one's my favorite so far, I think. I like this one a lot, Matt. Great job on this one. Detroit Red Wings. We've got some gray, generic jersey design in general, which is great for Detroit, but a very, very light gray. I think Detroit fans would be okay with this. I have no issue with this, and I think it works. Let's move on. Edmonton Oilers. Okay, so they actually just officially released recently that they're going to go with, well, I mean, it looks like this. The jersey that looks like this that exists as their home jersey for next year, but not this logo, obviously. So great decision by Edmonton. Great decision by Matt here to do this concept. But again, a bit of criticism for the logo. I'm not a fan of that logo on the front. It looks so much like a shoulder patch to me, so I'd probably move it to the shoulders and then put something else on the front. Next, we got the Florida Panthers. Again, I don't want to sound like a broken record, but sometimes in these videos I do. There's a bit of a trend with designers. They sometimes like to take the same path on some jerseys, and I think that's kind of what's happening here. He's trying to be innovative with the logos. Sometimes that definitely works, like that Dallas one. That looked awesome. Some others in the series as well. I don't think this works, though, on the front of a jersey. You've got two disjointed graphics on there. The Florida, which is its own physical element on the jersey, and then the bottom, which is the Panther, and then the state flag. Typically, we find that on the arm for Florida, which looks great, and the numbers on the shoulders, which also looks great, but it just doesn't work for me in the middle. It's too disjointed, and that space in between. If you're wearing it, it would be folding over on itself and stuff. And so, yeah, I would probably just keep it on the arm and put like a proper logo on the front. Jersey design in general, good. Ooh, the LA Kings. Now, we saw a very good LA Kings uniform actually 2 days ago. If you haven't seen that video, check it out. Selfish plug. Reminds me of that. I don't think it's better, but it's definitely not worse. The gray or the silver in the logo makes the text Kings a little hard to read, and the LA at the top as well. So I don't know if I would use as much of that silver or gray in the logo. I don't mind it in the striping and the numbers on the arms and in the neck. I think move the logo up just a little bit, and yeah, maybe probably just change that silver or gray to white, and then change the text to purple. I think we got a good jersey. Not that it wasn't good, but you know what I mean. Minnesota. Wow. This is actually great again. I don't know if I've got like some influence here recently where I've liked some green and yellow together because I just complimented the Dallas one so much. But this is actually phenomenal. I like this a lot. The combination of the logo in the middle, this one works for me. I love the way that the striping is done on the arm. It reminds me a little bit of the Pittsburgh Penguins, but obviously new colorization here with the Minnesota Wild brand. So much more yellow implemented in this. No red, which is I'm okay with actually. There's a lot of red in the NHL. Not enough yellow, not enough green. And yellow as the secondary color here. I'm shouting from the rooftops, okay? I like this one a lot. Great job in this one, Matt. Next, the Montreal Canadiens. The old classic CAC logo. It's okay. I don't mind it too much. I would probably change the text there to be white to match the Maple Leaf going around it. I think the Maple Leafs would have a problem with this, but this is in Canadiens history, and they're allowed to use that logo, of course. The striping looks good. The neck looks good. Shoulders are awesome. Numbers look okay. Yeah, again, I would probably just adjust the logo a little bit. New Jersey Devils with a dark, no white. We've got black, green, and red only. No white. The logo the green around the logo gets slightly lost. I don't know if I would add white to that or not. If there's no white anywhere else in the jersey, I don't know if you can do that, but it would definitely help it pop some. I don't mind the backing element being removed from the logo. I think that's actually okay. But yeah, maybe just a touch of white in there somehow, just to make that logo pop a little bit more. I'm not sure. What do you guys think? Nashville. All right, so a classic style logo on the front, but a stadium series in general inspired, I think. So a combination between a couple of things, and it works okay. I don't love that the top of the head of the Predator logo is coming off of the yellow stripe, but it remains along the bottom. So that, on the yellow, nothing breaches into the blue, but on the top it does. That bothers me just from like an obsessive compulsive perspective. I need that to be in the yellow, or I need it to come off of the yellow on the bottom. Either or, like it can't just be one top or bottom. It's got to be both to feed my OCD. So overall, not a bad design at all. The New York Islanders. All right, so this jersey definitely looks familiar from the past. The shoulder patch almost looks a bit transparent or desaturated or something, like a weathered kind of look. I actually don't mind that. I think that looks pretty cool. The shoulders in general look good. I like the stripe along here. I like the colorization. Overall, black is the primary color, using blue at the bottom of the sleeves, bottom of the jersey. The numbers look good on the black. I don't actually mind that logo on the front there as a primary. I would just maybe move it up some. It feels a bit low. Yeah, not bad. I'd probably give this one like an 8 out of 10. Not my favorite so far, but one of the most interesting Islanders concepts we've seen recently on the channel. Okay, the Rangers. So this is really a combination of their home and away, and with some new elements added. We got NYR on the both shoulders, which I think looks okay, and their actual logo, their primary official logo, is not on their jerseys. It's the Rangers on their jerseys, it is not their logo. Many people think it is. It's not. That one that Matt's using is their primary. So to see it on a jersey feels proper, and it looks good. I would love to see them use or have a jersey that uses their actual primary logo. Good job on this one. The Ottawa Senators. You know what? This one is also really good. Typically, it's a dangerous thing to do to put two different shoulder patches on a jersey. As long as they're the same general shape, I think it's okay. It's when there's like a linear text version of something and then maybe like a circular graphic, very off balanced. But Matt has implemented these very well. He's chosen two circular style logos with something jetting off of both. That works for me. I don't mind that at all. It doesn't feel, it feels very symmetrical for me, so that's great. The colorization is good. The striping is good. I do like this one a lot. This would be a great alternate for Ottawa. Philadelphia Flyers. Wow, white on white logo. This one's tricky. I don't know how I feel about the logo. I'd like to see a physical version of this. I'm wondering if the lighting would help this a little bit. Oh man, I'm gonna leave this one up to you guys. I'll give it like a 7 or an 8 out of 10. I'm on the fence about the logo, but I don't hate it by any means. Very different. Yeah, really interesting, Matt. I like how innovative you're trying to be with these. Next up, the Pittsburgh Penguins. Wow, this is also really interesting. Adjusted their general jersey design a little bit. Black is the primary. The logo feels a little bit out of place there in the middle. I like it at the same time. I don't know if it's the blue on the black. I'm wondering if, yeah, I don't know what you would do. The blue circular shape on the black is throwing me off a little bit, but I love the neck, I love the arms, I love the bottom. I'm wondering if a different logo would be on here, if this would be like a 10 out of 10 for me. This is great. Okay, the Seattle Kraken. Okay, this one is going to be an absolute miss for me right away. I think it's because of the shape of the anchor, and because it looks like an arrow, and it's like, yo, check out my downstairs mix-up, look at my crotch kind of thing. And I know it's an anchor, you know it's an anchor, everyone else knows it's an anchor, but it also looks like an arrow. And it's just unfortunately placed. So I would probably keep that on the shoulder, slap the actual logo on there. I like the amount of red that you've used. I mean, I'm wearing Seattle here. They've got red in their brand, in their jersey. It's in the eye, it's in the little bit here in the striping, but you've utilized more of the red in your version here, Matt, and I like it. And you're also utilizing some of that teal, which looks great. So I like the overall jersey design, the colorization, the striping. I would just switch the logos. San Jose. What is this? That logo recolorized like that, the shoulder patch on there, the neck. Wow. There's things that I love about this and things I'm like, does that work? Like, does that logo on there work? I think it does, actually. I would remove the shoulder patch, I think. This does feel a little bit unbalanced. It's just, that's a very busy shoulder patch. So we'll kick it off. And I think I'd actually keep everything else the way it is. I like this. There's so many kind of innovative and original designs in this set for a first-time designer. Matt has done an excellent job. They haven't all been 10 out of 10s. They haven't all been home runs. But he's been able to be innovative. This was his first time doing this. So shout out to Matt. Round of applause to Matt in the comments section, guys. Great first timer here. St. Louis Blues. I like this one as well. We've seen that as a shoulder patch on a couple of jerseys, but as a primary, I don't mind it that much, and the design in general completely works for me. I like the striping. I like the shoulders squared off like that. The colorization, the matching. This is actually a nice jersey. Man, this is quite impressive actually for a first timer. Next up, the Tampa Bay Lightning. Wow, lots of black. I would definitely change the letters and the numbers to be white, or if you're going to keep the numbers to be black and outlined in white like that, you got to add that white outline to the C as well. It completely gets lost on the blue. I don't mind their shoulder patch logo being used as a primary here, but I would change the black exterior circle to also be white. Again, that gets a little bit lost. I don't mind the black in the neck and in the striping. That's totally fine, but on the accent pieces like the logo, like the numbers and the C, got to add that, or got to keep that to be white. But other than that, that's pretty cool jersey actually. The Toronto Maple Leafs, bit of green implemented from the St. Pat's era, a bit of Toronto Arenas with the T in there as well. Okay, I'll say this. It's definitely not my favorite Toronto Maple Leafs design as far as the logo goes, but it is quite interesting for sure to see that green on the blue with the T in there. Small criticism, I would just move it up a little bit. Okay, moving on, we'll get the Vancouver Canucks. Again, move the logo up. It feels very, very low, but we've got the Johnny Hockey head in there. We've got some V in there. I would love to see the Canucks use a green primary jersey, regardless of the jersey design. I think it would be cool to see them use a green one. So yeah, the logo moved up a little bit. Not my favorite design. I would say this is kind of average. The Vegas Golden Knights. Wow, this is colorful. Lots of gold in the shoulder. The logo being recolorized, it's a little hard in the eyes actually, but not like in a bad way. It's just, I like the red coming up in the mask. It makes it look evil, but there's so much detail around the logo with all that little, I don't know what you call that. But it adds to the busyness when you've got the bold red in your face, but also the busyness of the design in general. It's like two things just hitting you in the face. So I might What would you do? Yeah, I don't know. I like the red in the mask, but not around the outside is what I'm trying to say. Very cool design in general, though. I like the shoulders a lot, even though they're rounded. Typically, I don't like those. I think it looks good here. Yeah, I mean, another really cool design, man. The Winnipeg Jets, perfect. I mean, we're going back to the original days of the Jets. This looks amazing. There is literally nothing that I would change about this. This is a top-notch concept. I approve. Washington Capitals, which should be the last one. It is. I'm going to say an instant zonk on this one based on the size of the logo and the logo in general. It looks out of place. I think the rest of the jersey is fine, but the logo 100% looks out of place. Maybe a shoulder patch would be fine for that. I don't know what you'd use here as a logo. Maybe the Screaming Eagle. I don't know. What do you guys think that would work here? But as is, this one probably doesn't work. Now, I said that I had my favorite, but that was a while ago, and I don't even remember what that was. I need to go back and look. The Minnesota one was good. Oh yeah, it was the Dallas one. I really like that Dallas one. I think that's a strong jersey. I'm gonna go with the Dallas one. I think it would be a really cool alternate. They've got the black alternate now, which people really like. But this one, which is a call out to their history with the logo on the shoulder, a call out to their history with them being the Minnesota North Stars, and a call out to Texas as well with the the Texas outline there, and a call out to their current brand with the new updated D there in the middle, and it looks good. Like overall, the colorization looks good. It's symmetrical. The layout is great. A small bit of criticism, they got the yellow outline on the numbers. I'd add it to the C in the middle. That's the only thing I would change. Did notice that the first time around. But yeah, man, for a first-time designer, a full set, it just shows your courage, and it shows great skill to be able to do that and come up with 32 designs. I would say 25, which were excellent, critical of ones I didn't like, maybe like 2 or 3. And what a great first timer that we've got on the channel. Matt, thank you so much for submitting these. I really appreciate it, man. I think people are really going to like these. I'm curious to see the comments in this video, and I read them all. So if you guys want to leave Matt some constructive criticism, please be nice. If there's something you didn't like, totally fine. You're allowed to not like something. Just convey your opinion respectfully and constructively. That's all I ask. Just be respectful. This is a great community of designers, jersey lovers, concept lovers. You guys are awesome. And I would appreciate your comments on this video. Tell me what was your favorite. Tell Matt what was your favorite, your least favorite as well. Can't wait to hear from you. Can't wait to see your opinions on these jerseys. Hope you guys are off to a good start on the weekend. Sunday, guess what's coming? You know what's coming because I already told you about it a month ago. It's the contest announcement. The winner is being announced. I've got all your submissions. They are awesome. I can't wait to tell you who won. I don't know yet. It's Friday. I gotta decide in 2 days and make the video. I don't know yet. There's so many good sets. As I'm filming this, I don't know who won. That's how many good ones there are. I can't wait to show you. Thank you so much for everyone that submitted. It was just so cool to see your guys' work. I really appreciate it. So have a great weekend. Hope it's great. I'll talk to you Sunday. Adios.